This is my Colt Single Action Army revolver. It's naturally in .45 Colt. This particular gun is a second generation gun. It was made in 1967. And as most of you probably know, the first generation ran from 1873 until they stopped production in 1940 for World War II. And then with the Western movie craze of the 1950s, they started producing them again in '56 and produced them until '74. And that was the second generation. And then they started up again off and on between '76 and now, and those are known as third generations, and sometimes some of them are even called fourth generations. But the second generation, those guns from the '50s and '60s, those are often considered to be the best shooting Colts. They had excellent quality then. They'd made a few changes from the earlier guns, better sights, that sort of thing, but they still had all the classic styling, and they had the classic production values that you would expect. So I got this gun in trade with a friend of mine named Jay Harrell, and Jay is better known in the cowboy action shooting community as Roughshod. He's an outstanding friend of mine, and this was a great deal, but the gun had some issues with it. The cylinder was pretty severely damaged. It didn't headspace right. All of the chambers were oversized in it. When I took it out for a test fire, all the brass split when I fired it, and it was in pretty bad shape. Also, Jay had it engraved with his initials on the backstrap at some point. And as much as I like Jay, I love him like a brother, having another man's initials on the back of your gun is kind of like having another guy's name tattooed on your girlfriend. I mean, it's just not right. So I wanted to get that changed, wanted to get things fixed, and I sent the gun off to a gunsmith I've used quite a bit, phenomenal custom smith named Alan Harton at the Single Action Service. And I had Alan take a second generation cylinder that I had found that was unfluted, flute it, bevel it, do a complete action job on the gun, weld up the engraving on the back strap and re-blue it, and basically return the gun to pristine, fireable condition, which he did, and he did a great job. So we're going to take this thing out to the range in a few minutes, let it rip. I can tell you it felt great in my hand. These are vintage Stag grips, just absolutely excellent all-around gun. So let me give you Alan's address, and then we're going to take this thing out to the range. Mike Bellevue out here in the range. My second generation Colt 45 Single Action Army revolver. This is the first time I'm shooting it since it came back from its rebuild. You have just gotta love shooting those big old 45 slugs. I think I'm going to send another cylinder full downrange, and then I'm going to sign off.